Alright, and we're live. How's it going, everybody? I don't know what that was. Alright, yeah, so I just wanted to do a quick update, or not even a quick update, just a small little mini school lesson. Hopefully keep this under 5 to 10 minutes. This one's mainly going to be about biodynamic planting. Had a friend actually ask me some questions the other day about it, but I've actually had a lot of people ask me questions about it a lot when they asked me about the ways I plant, what cycles, how I plant, when I plant, the difference between transplanting, sowing, harvesting, all those things. But yeah, so to start out there, for anybody who wants to know resources and references, something I recommend any gardener or permaculture or organic gardener to have. This is a great book, Maria Thunds' Biodynamic Calendar. I've had them since 2017. I can't find my 2017 one, I can't find my 2019 one, but I got the 2020 and 2018. And so they've evolved for a while. They've been doing them for quite some time, and they've been testing the different styles of plants they've been doing since like the 1950s, 60s kind of era. And so it's extremely a wealth of information. The stuff they talk about a lot, that a lot of people asked about, is the moon cycles and planting to the moon or the universe or the astrological constellations. And so this is very important in the difference between planting on, or when people talk about the zodiac compared to the constellations. And so a lot of times people are zodiac knowledgeable and they're very aware of what a zodiac or Pisces, all these things are, but they don't understand the planetary aspects and the astrological aspects that these things actually have. And so this talks about what energies and effects are going on when the moon is in a specific constellation, what energies and effects are going on when there is a trine, or how do these energies and effects or planetary aspects affect the different seasons. You know, we can have a conjunction or a trine involving different planets that affect the plants differently. Different times of the plants are affected by the different phases of the moon. And so a very common and simplistic way to understand that is, if you are planting, or let's say you're harvesting your fruits or vegetables from your plant, an idealistic time to do this would be during the full moon or closer to the ending of the waxing moon, or so, and filling up the week or 3 days before the waxing moon, and maybe even the day of the full moon. These are the days and times that you'd harvest your flower crops. And so your flower, your vegetable, your seed crops, anything above ground in that aspect. But what happens is, and the energies of the moon changes the energies of the plants and what's going on with the plants naturally. And so during this flower season, trees and certain plants produce more sap, sap heavy, and so the sap rises to the top of the plant. It's able to produce more. That's when you get those flowers and fruit vegetables that I was talking about. But now during the waning moon, when it starts to descend and we go towards the new moon, the sap and waxiness substances all start to seep down through the stems and the roots. And so this also is very important when you're studying how plants eat and use nutrients. And so I've been reading hand in hand of these books, as well as with Jeff Longwell's Teaming with Nutrients right now. As I said, I've read these books for years. I've read the micro book from Jeff Longwell's, but those two books together are actually really, really great. I got a few other books that are just about permaculture and gardening. However, when we're learning about the aspects and energies of the planet and the solar system, it is extremely important to take these into consideration when planting. It shows, and I've shown time and again, the differences between planting root crops, let's say your potatoes and your onions, at a flower time, compared to planting them at a root time, or planting them at a leaf time. And so each constellation is separated into four zones. So you have your flower, your fruit, your roots, and your leaf. And so each aspect of the plant is replicated to these four things, and each one changes within a 3 to 4 day cycle. And so not only do they change within a 3 to 4 day cycle, each constellation represents a different one. So we have, let's pull out a little map so we can show you guys what we're talking about. And it's really cool because they give so much information in this book. So let's see. Alright, so if we can see, we're going to have, I'm trying to see this without the reflection of the glare, man. It's kind of tough, I'm not gonna lie. So, alright, So if we can see this, we see the first one on top being Pisces, the sign, the element. And so the elements that we have here are going to be water, warmth being hot or fire, earth being root, so that's the root crop, the warmth is the fruit crop, water is the leaf crop, and then we have light, which is the flower crop. So water, warmth, earth, and light are going to be the energy aspects that we're using for each constellation, and they repeat simultaneously each after every month. Another cool part is I don't know if you guys can read this, I hope it's not too backwards, but bees also correlate to this energetic aspect at the same time. So during that water season, battery getting a little low, yeah, so during that water season up here, it looks like they're making the comb or the hive, I believe. Yeah, they're making honey, and then you have gathering comb, gathering pollen, making it just kind of switches. Is really cool. So for you beekeepers, it just shows, you know, the bees act onto the energy of the constellations as well. And so it's just a very standard, and it's very intense actually. Like when you start to really study, you start to find out a lot about what's going on and how it really works. And so there's a lot more to it. I'm just gonna try and keep it simple because I don't want this video going too far. But I definitely recommend people getting into them. They do give lists of flower plants: artichoke, broccoli, flower bulbs, flowering ornamental shrubs, flowers, flowery herbs, rose, sunflowers, supposed to be like flower types. And then you have your fruit plants, your eggplant, bush beans, zucchini, cucumber, grains, lentils, maize, melons, paprika, all those kind of things. Very, very simple, but just learning when to plant them. My favorite thing about this book, however, is the calendar/map they give you. So you get one physical calendar right here. They'll give it to you, having all the way from January to December, I believe. Yep, January to December of 2020. And so you get them all the way from that time. But what they have in here is just golden. So that's for February, so we can get an instinct idea. So they tell me exactly the constellation of the moon. So each day I know exactly what the moon phase is going to be in. I know exactly if there's going to be a solar or lunar aspect within the day, because they have it for the southern and northern transplanting, or southern and northern hemisphere. So you get to know exactly if and how this affects your time zone compared to other time zones. And then I have a calculator so you can calculate each time zone specifically. Because we're in AZ, we're northern hemisphere, so we're northern transplanting time, and we're not on daylight saving time, and so you don't have to calculate that after. The other little guy, let's see if I can find him, is the trines. So yeah, you also get to know if things will be in trines. It tells you what planets are visible to the naked eye on each different northern or southern hemisphere. It tells you when there will be rain and thunderstorms. All of these things, which is really, really cool. And so, like for, let's see, it tells me all this month actually. I mean, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto should all be kind of like thrown around this month, which is really, really cool. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking this out. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep it too short. I don't want to get really into it because it's really hard to get into astrology and not give you like in-depth detail about each different aspect and why it matters just for this one specific plant. But an overall thing, it's really important. And so like an idea of what this means, like February 1st until the 2nd, it's the best time to plant root crops. So we're all the way up until the 20th. So right now we are February 19th until the 20th was a root crop season again. The 22nd to the 24th will be flowering crops. And so you have any plants with flowers, that's when we'll be planting them. Leaf crops would be the 24th to 25th, and then the fruit would be the 25th to 27th. And then our transplanting time ends on the 7th of March. And so that's how long we have up until then. But yeah, so definitely check these guys out. Maria Thunds Biodynamic Calendar. Sending you guys some love. Just wanted to make this quick video, give some info. Jeff Lonewell's teaming with microbes, nutrients, all that good stuff. Sending you guys some love. Be easy.